Greetings, YouTube. It's your boy, Freelancer Joe, here, ready to once again get things cracking. You know, if I took the time during the video editing process, I could actually add sound effects when I do that. But of course, I don't take the time. I'll have to project, so that you can pick up on the rich and dulcet tones of my baritone voice. It's not really baritone, unless I try to make it baritone. To be honest, I always thought my voice was a bit nasally, which is why I generally shied away from videos and recording myself in the past. Oh wait, where was I? Oh yes, I was talking about video editing. Now, before I started doing all of this, I had never really given much thought to the video editing process, and I have to tip my hat to competent professional video editors. It's a lot of work. And then managing things frame by frame by frame. I mean, you can probably pick up a lot of my amateurishness in general, but also in the video editing process. But we're not here to talk about video editors and how skilled they are, but they are skilled. A good competent video editor is like a good competent mechanic, doctor, or assassin. Everybody wants to know one. Okay, so what are we doing today? Well, okay, first we're going to... Should I resolve? Can't make up my mind about what to do first. Okay, yes. We will lower the resolution on your boy, Freelancer Joe. And we'll get me out of the way. As much as we can. Because I'm sure people still want to see me. And I can't blame you. Alright, so where I had stopped yesterday was I had broken out the contact form into a separate component. I'm going to try and be less juvenile today. So broken out, that's the particular word. And I believe I had said I was going to apply it to all the other pages, which is true. But then I kind of thought to myself, I don't think I'm going to like how that's going to look by having all those fields on every page repeated over and over again. And then I thought to myself, well, you know, maybe you should figure out how things are going to look first. And so what I did was I went ahead and started just playing with the basic layout of all the pages. And I think I've actually gotten to a pretty decent point. So this is the home page, splash page, and we've got this beautiful parallax image here, and then we've got a little blurb here, and then I added in little cards here with links to the staff and instruction, and here we've got services and more about. We've got another one here, which kind of jumps to joining, which is not implemented yet. And then we've got what I decided to do was, instead of having that contact form repeated over and over, I was just going to repeat this button that says contact and a little message. And the beauty of how I did it, is, of course everything I do is beautiful, is that this is configurable for each page, so we can change the question based on how the page looks or what the page is about. And so under About, we have Info, and this is about the school. And we've got these are all still placeholder images for the most part. And we've got the history here, and then okay, so I didn't change the question about that, but okay, all right. So bad example. Staff. Oh, I'm kind of proud of this one. I'm proud of everything, as well as I should be. Again, we've got a little blurb here, another image here, and then this is a cute little thing here. This is actually a grid list, and it's also configurable. And the idea is that as the school expands its staff or changes its staff, you know, they'll add in or remove as needed, and these will be images of the teachers at the... Oh, I didn't plug my client, the Bella Music School. Yes, but as esteemed teachers get added to the Bella Music School staff, and they just add a configuration item for them, and then their image, and we'll display their name and their specialty, and if there's a bio for said instructor, then the user can click on here and it will display their bio, which I think is pretty slick. On the old page, or the old website, actually, it's all kind of displayed out, which is nice that the user doesn't have to click for anything, but if they're only interested in seeing about, like, the trumpet teachers, then you only really want to have to show the trumpet teacher stuff. See, and here's where I changed the wording on that. So have a question about the staff as opposed to have a question or blah, blah, blah. And see, that was the staff services. Okay, we've got private instruction, learning. Yes, learning at the Bella. Nice. The staff, okay, all right. It's because the image was the same. Threw me off. Again, placeholder images. So more text here, and these are just flyers that the client provided me. I haven't resized them or anything, and I'm not entirely sure if these are what we really want to have here, but this is more of an example of that grid list like we had on the staff page. And scroll down and see all those things. I guess ideally we would have pictures maybe of the instructors teaching or the students. We could go with this. I do like these flyers though. My only qualm, I guess, sort of with these flyers is it kind of clashes perhaps with the... I'm going for kind of a sophisticated tone, so I mean, it kind of works. Plus, if the logo changes, which it probably should, then these things will be outdated. So anyway, and then I want to know more about private instruction, contact there, and they also do catering. So okay, yeah, that's pretty easy to change. This is a little sample image of, I suppose, them. And then this is their bel canto strings, and this is a picture of them doing private catering at the Ritz Hotel in Paris, France. So neato. And again, this is also a grid list, so if they have more images that they want to share, then we can put them up there. And right now they're still all included within the application. Still think what we should probably do is have them all correctly sized and up on an image sharing service like I don't know what they're called, but what the big ones are. I know they're out there. Or in theory, I could just have them in an S3 bucket, but yeah, okay. And oh, one other thing, right? So just because we can have navigation links to things that are not necessarily menu items, that kind of gives more fluidity to the page. So this view services thing actually goes to what is essentially a representation of the services menu. It's again catering and instruction. For some reason that appeared the same size. I'll have to fix that. Anyway, so you're able to click on that and we go there. Alright, so what are we doing today then? Aside from talking about how awesome I am. Well, I could fill 30 minutes doing that. Should I? Maybe I'll save that for drinks with Joe. Well, one thing I didn't finish, or I did not get around to refactoring or restyling, is the contact page. The actual contact page. It's not really going to be much, but this will be a good time for me to kind of walk through how it all worked out. Alright, it's contact. And let's go with the simple one. I think info is a good one. This is your boy Captain Cut and Paste in action. Well, Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the basic structure of these pages, right? So we've got the header, that's right, and we've got this little block here, that's good. And we've got a grid list, or cards, depending on what I'm showing, and then this. Obviously this won't be needed, and this won't be needed. So what we just need to work on is, oh, that's correctly sized. I thought I had to resize that, but no, that's fine. We just have to adjust is the padding. Okay, all right, that works for me. Oh wow, that means it's going to be pretty darn quick. That's going to be kind of anticlimactic, to be honest. I thought it'd be a little bit more. Maybe I've just been working too hard on this. Well, so that's all just styles. Most of this stuff is style. Okay, so first up, well, let's notch up, and again, this goes back to why I like having everything in all the styles in one central place, as opposed to breaking it out to the individual components. But if I refactor it and break it out, which I probably should do at some point, because a lot of this is all reused. But before I bother going through all of that effort, I should get this in front of the client to make sure that this is kind of what they want. Alright, so we have the padding here, that's fine. And we're going to put a div here, and we have to adjust so that we get padding on the bottom here. But, okay. Alright, so the divider, that's just your old boy Captain Cut and Paste at work. And that goes right, meow. Okay, so in here, the contact container, this is the one that has the padding. Oh, probably didn't want to see that. That's also one of the other reasons why I am on lower resolution. Very few people will want to see that in high definition. There are very few people that I would want to see that in high definition. Actually, only one person. So, contact, and that's interesting. That's squinched in a little bit more than I would like. Let's see if we can figure out why. Pretty certain it should be like 65%, because I'm almost certain that, yes, that's, so it is 65%. Could have sworn that, that should be, no, the contact form itself is only 75%. Shame, shame, shame. For shame, good saw, for shame. I do declare. Alright, let's see how that works. Do 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 do. There we go. Better. Well, I think I want more space on that button. What's that now? It's probably that's let's see, how much space do I have on these fields? Field container, I don't have any padding. I mean, I like... alright, let's go with padding, top, 16 pixels. Okay. And you see that? It starts pushing it down even more. The overall padding on that's okay, but I don't like how much it's pushing the entire thing down now. Field. Okay, there we go. I'll go ahead and add that in there, because that's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Let's look at this structure here. Alright, so how about this? We go ahead and put the divider and the contact form within this bad boy right here, which is already doing the spacing correctly, the padding correctly. How's that working for you? Is that working better? You liking what you see? You picking up what I'm laying down? Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Maybe. Let me see. So it's still the divider. Because now the divider's too small. So let's make the divider... Why am I playing around with this? Why guess about it when you can go ahead and change it? Where are you? Where are you? Okay. So made you 100%. 75%? Okay, that's not bad. Uh, 48 pixels. 72 pixels. Okay, I can dig that. That feels like, yeah, that feels like a little too much. 64. There we go. Okay. All right. So we got 75%. 72, 65. Yeah. Come on, baby. Oh yeah. We're looking good now. You're looking good. All right. So all the pages seem to be pretty good. Placeholders withstanding. Now before I get this in front of the client, one thing I should address is the color scheme. So I had originally thought that they wanted, the client liked was a white, black, and pink, which I found out is because it's the wedding colors that they used, which is so romantic. And then for some reason I got cross signals, and then it was white, silver, and navy, but really they prefer the white, black, and pink. So now we should probably at least play around with the color. And the beauty is this color tool right here. So Material UI focuses on a primary, secondary color scheme, which is cool. And then it uses variations of primary and secondary for, you know, actions and the state of something. There you go. And no, I always get lost on this one. Where is that stupid tool? Here. You think it'd be under that? Directs me to that color plugin. So let's at least play with the color thing for now. So primary, got it. If we make the primary still white, which is fine, and secondary pink, I clicked on. Did I not click on that? Okay, reset all. Primary is that. Second. What do you mean no? What do you mean no? How dare you? Fine. Okay, that's not bad. Might be able to roll with that. And now secondary. Let's go with, is it pink? Or is that too pink? How about this for pink? Ooh, that's really pink. Sort of pink, kind of pink. How about this pink? Okay, that's pretty pink. Alright. So let's go ahead and plug these values in to my awesome configuration file. Let's see how this works out. Oh, I could break it down. This thing's getting bigger and bigger. Now, I promise I would not be juvenile today. Alright, primary is Fafa. Main is... No, it was light, sorry. That's main. Light is pure white. Not gonna go there. Alright. And dark is not gonna go there either. Alright. Secondary. Now, I expect some of these to be a bit inverted. Not necessarily inverted, but so I have been defining the color schemes based on those other values. So, or no, these are the color schemes, but I had been defining the which colors components could use based on the other color scheme. So it might not work out quite as cleanly. Let's take a look. Oh, okay. So that looks not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, that probably not. Okay. Okay. Actually, I'm not entirely disliking it, to be honest. I'm not disliking it at all. So I would likely keep the text black, the contrast text. The outline for the buttons, I'm not minding too much. Or at all, really. The pink does show up on the white quite nicely. Alright, no staff. Grab instruction. I guess the only catch might be is that the white and pink are both kind of light colors, and how they're gonna... That will work fine on darker images, but what we'll use for contrast on lighter images might not be so good. Yeah, see, it works great on dark images. To be honest, I'm not entirely unconvinced we shouldn't just go with grayscale images all around. But yeah, that does look good. I gotta admit. Gots to admit. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright. I mean, I still have to play. Yeah, you see how it... this is the light shade when I'm hovering over it, and then when you click on it, it does a gradient to the darker thing. Oh, that's interesting. Well, let's see what that does. And it's still that. Okay. Okay. Alright, well, I might play around with that some more. But one thing I will do is something I have not done. I mean, I do this every day, but not something I've done in front of the camera for a while. But let's go ahead and make sure that we commit. Git commit -am contact view style color changes. Git push. Voila! Again, I would add more sound effects, like a little fanfare. Da 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 da. Man, I could have a lot of fun if I took more time with video editing. And now I know why a lot of YouTubers, they only post every other day, or why they post in such shorter segments. It's because it's a lot of work. Anyway, I would like to thank you for joining me, again, with the cool kid spiel about comments, suggestions, liking, subscribing. Hope you found this at least maybe just a little more distracting than yesterday, or probably less. Hopefully more. And I hope that you take care, and God bless.